You know, with the election coming up, you guys have some really cool products.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And this is brand new from Bob Jones University, their
Okay.
ethics course. So this is a great course that for high school students, it's a year-long course that teaches students how to make wise decisions based on godly wisdom and biblical wisdom. But not only does it teach about wise decision making, it's all about who you are as a person as well. So it
Good
teaches
character building.
Yes, virtues.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice. So it gives you the foundation for ethics. It gives you methods for Christ-like virtues and methods for handling sensitive ethical issues.
And what you have is the student
This is
text,
the student
right?
textbook.
Okay.
Yes, this is a really beautiful page on the virtues. And then at the end of each lesson, it has thought-provoking questions. And at the end of each chapter, it has a chapter review. So the questions are really nice to discuss with your parents or if you're
You know, I was just thinking, this seems like something that you're going to want to talk about. You know, your students reading the lessons on their own, and they're going to be like, Mom, Dad, what do you think about da-da-da-da-da?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Super interesting.
Yes, and some of the topics covered are, it starts out by giving you the foundation, so God's character, the root cause of ethical difficulties, redemption and wisdom.
Okay.
And then it gets into the virtues of faith, love, and hope, and gratitude, and joy, and courage, self-control. Then the issues come up, such as murder or suicide, immigration, racial discrimination, addictions, animal rights, marriage and divorce, homosexuality.
Hot topics.
Yes.
Very typical
transgenderism.
ethic
Yes,
topics.
yes. So,
Well,
but
and
it's
things on the minds of teenagers.
Yes.
You know, they're
Yeah.
working out how right
do
and
they
wrong
approach
and-
these
and
things?
teenagers need guidance with all of these topics so they can have a strong moral foundation. And really, the Bible is the foundational. It's the foundational for all of ethics, and we should stick to its teachings in anything related to ethics. And this course does exactly that.
With that
So,
biblical worldview. with
yeah, so we
everything.
have a student textbook.
Yeah, and then
we
what's
have
this
the
one?
activities book,
Okay.
and that allows kids to practice what they've learned.
That's a
through-
consumable workbook.
It is,
Okay.
yes. So it has different perspectives and questions and things. And the teacher guide gives you an overview of every chapter. It has detailed lesson plans and a reduced
You know, I
copy of the
just-
student
yeah.
pages. So
This would be really,
that's really
easy
thorough.
to teach from. Oh, something just fell out.
That's okay.
Oh, that's some free information on the BJU Press.
Yes, so there's also digital
Little extras.
resources.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
lovely.
We'll get that. Don't worry. That'll come with your book. We won't leave that on the floor. But when you have those reduced student pages, it's really easy to teach from if you are teaching a co-op group, which I think
Exactly.
this would be amazing as a co-op group class.
Absolutely.
I also see like it's including like good discussion topic questions. I'm just going to
Teacher
flip
guide,
this back,
yes.
of like, you know, just questions, answers, questions, answers. So if you yourself don't
Isn't that
feel so
great?
confident in having a discussion
And you're
about
learning
ethics,
right along with your child.
have some
Isn't
help,
that
yeah.
fabulous? Yes.
Now,
So-
Rebecca, you've got something that is a younger.
Yes, this would be
option.
more like 4th or 7th. I think you could get away with that. So there's a company, the Daily Skill Building, who's producing all of these wonderful notebooks that go along with books that are already in production.
It's such a great
Wow.
idea.
Yes, it's
And it
genius.
takes a book from being just something you read to something that we now have something
Interactive.
measurable, something
Yeah.
interactive.
Discussion questions about it.
A little deeper
So,
dive.
This
Which
one
one
goes with
first?
the Constitution. That one goes with the Declaration of Independence. But the Constitution book, oh my gosh, it's so much
You
fun.
love it, huh?
Open, let's see.
Open,
It's
yes,
cool.
because it's called the Interactive Constitution for a reason. So, like, yes, every single
goodness.
page has some sort
Lovely.
of something that is going to be interactive. So,
Very
like,
nice.
the very first page over here has the wonderful pull out for
Oh,
brief history
wow.
to feel the type of paper that the Declaration is written on. So,
Oh, my
not only is
goodness.
this a great book for anyone in a family, but then you add the
Very
notebook with
engaging,
it.
and then you have the questions.
It's
have-
like those pull the tab books for younger kids.
Yes.
But
And
a
then
little
you
bigger.
incorporate this with it, and you get the good discussion questions. And
Look at
these
those
are
night bright pages.
yes,
Very nice.
yeah,
Love
and
that.
these are completely consumable, so students are writing directly in it.
Yeah.
Parents can make photocopies for additional students, and then the side by side Declaration of Independence.
What
I
does side by side mean?
found it to be so helpful because it's written in a language that we don't speak
Right.
really
So when
anymore.
you say side by
Always
side, like we
understanding.
see this in Shakespeare, for example.
Yes.
They call it a parallel text too. So you've got the when in the course of human events, and then you've got over here when a group wants to separate from another
Yeah.
group.
So you have the original text and then
then
plain
paraphrase.
English.
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
It's, it's just it brings it to the kids' level.
Absolutely.
And yet they're still seeing that original language. And this one doesn't have all the tabs and doodads.
No.
But it is, as you can see, super colorful.
It is. It has that like infograph kind of
Yes.
feeling where it's just lots of like, here's
Which
a
is
picture,
really
we're gonna
interactive,
detail
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And for some
Wow.
kids, this is too much going on. And for other kids, this is going to be super engaging and make
Yes.
them want to
Yeah.
pick up and read about
Yeah.
the
And then
Declaration.
that notebook, has all of the places where they can still do illustrations, where they can fill out their answers, additional notebooking pages in the back so they can make even more copies if they get really interested in who was John Hancock.
And who's this company doing this?
Daily Skill Building are the
Okay.
notebooks, and then Bushel and Peck are the
Okay.
books themselves.
Do these have any religious content?
These
neutral?
would be neutral, so
Okay.
they would be suitable for anybody wanting to bring in some good Constitution Declaration learning into their school year,
hello.
especially this
Nice
year.
time to
Yeah,
go.
election year. Just to clarify, when Rainbow uses the neutral icon, so we've got the little cross for the Christian content, we've got the S for secular. What is the neutral?
Neutral, yeah, that's kind of unique to us
It
here at
is.
Rainbow. It's kind of that understanding that it's not gonna offend either side. There's not gonna be things that are contradictory to Christian doctrine. There's not gonna be things that are, lambasting secular culture. And so it's just this nice middle of the road.
Kind of that Goldilocks,
Yeah.
just right thing.
And this is a year, and that's a semester.
Semester,
about-
yeah.
Okay.
You kind of
Yeah.
feel it out for
Right.
yourself. And
Which one's a year?
the Declaration,
Okay.
43 lessons in there. You just kind of feel it out for
You
yourself
can
how
go
you
at
want to
your own
pace
pace.
it. Yeah.
Right.
And then the other one is about 10 lessons.
You could do
So
them both in a year if you want
easily
to.
could, yes.
Or just add like a little unit to your social studies.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
be kind of timely and relevant there. I have an elective. Well, I got something cute here, but we'll get to that in a
All
second.
right.
I have an elective. And if you guys might hold this up for me. This is a photography course. This is a
Yes.
high school full year credit, elective
wow.
credit. And there's just not a lot out there.
No, and we get asked about it a lot.
Oh, that's beautiful, yeah.
You go to YouTube and stuff, but how do you make that into a course? And this
Yeah.
gives you a path to follow, some assignments. You're building a portfolio as you go through it. Lots of examples. Here's a question. What's wrong with this image? What's wrong with this image? Well, you've just read about that, so
Okay.
you're able to answer those
So
questions.
this is the
Very
student
nice.
text.
Student textbook, and this is something measurable for parents.
Oh,
It's always
nice.
nice to, especially when it's something photography. How do you grade photography? Well, here's something
That gives you a
measurable.
little-
Yeah,
It's
or an
cool,
elective.
right? 'Cause
Yeah.
It is.
I just find it's one of those things that's hard to measure.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A kid has an interest in photography,
Yeah.
and this makes a hobby.
They went out and took 4,000 photos, but
And
how do you
gives you
measure
the
that
How
for
do you,
an
and how do you show
elective?
growth and document
Yeah.
improvement? So this gives you some guidelines.
Great.
All right, here's another cool thing. This is another
Okay.
quickie, all right? Crypt-O-Words. This was just on my description list, so this is new. It's from Critical Thinking
Okay.
We
Company.
love critical thinking.
Oh,
There's
yes.
2 age groups on this. This one is the grades 4 to 7, and what's yours?
2 to 5.
Grades 2 to 5. This is a weekly vocabulary puzzle
Okay.
that you can do as a family, as a group, as an individual. So there'll be like, for example, here's word number 13, and then there's A, B, C, and D, and those are all teaching that word. And these are hard words. These are like standardized test words.
Okay.
But because they've got all these fun puzzles and things to do, it's going to stick in their memory.
Okay.
And it's lots of-
Lackadaisical.
Yeah.
And they're reproducible within your home or your classroom. The pages are
Like
perforated.
lots of puzzles, so they're not going to get bored with
I
doing
mean,
just a
Variety.
crossword.
Variety.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
awesome.
I just think it's clever. And I love that it's an age range. I mean, literally anybody could add a smidge of curious vocabulary.
It's like that
Sure.
designation
To your thing.
of 9 to 99,
It
anyone
is.
can.
It is.
Okay.
And then I have this cute thing, guys.
You have
okay?
shiny
Oh,
things
wow,
over there.
Shiny. shiny. I have to show. Look at how pretty these
That
little.
looks so creative.
This is the Ocean Squish Bag, sensory squish bag.
Okay.
Here, I'll set that over by you. And then there's a butterfly squish bag. But you know, the question is what?
What is?
What's a squish
yeah,
bag?
you keep saying
with it?
squish
All
bag.
right, we've got some things flying around here. This is the squish bag.
Okay.
Okay.
And one fills this with water and this little gel powder, and it gets thick, you know,
Okay.
so there's a little resistance to
Okay.
it. These little mats go underneath. So
So
when
they
you
just
lay
sit on
this
your
on
table?
top, yes. So they may be, you've got a little turtle and it's inside because there's a nice big hole here.
Sure.
And they have to use their fingers to manipulate and follow the little track.
Oh, that's so
And you know,
creative.
that's really a writing readiness skill.
It
That's
is.
fine motor control. You can ask them to describe what they're doing. Oh, the turtle is going up and down. Oh, it goes across the shell and meets the little crab at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's a lot of directional vocabulary that is good for early learning. But they're also just super cute. So these are all two-sided. This one is the blank for kind of open-ended. Here's the treasure chest.
Oh, lots
You
of
can say,
nice
put all the
scenes.
little beads in the treasure chest. Aren't those just
nice
the
little
cutest?
scenes.
They are.
And you have enough in there that you could say, okay, put all of the blue items together.
Yes,
Put all of
sorting.
the turtles
Sure.
together.
There's
Yes.
so many
You
options.
sure
Lots
could.
of options.
And you know, I think this
that.
is great for if mom's working with the big kids or dad's working with the
Oh,
big
yes.
kids. You pull this off
Bring
the
it out.
shelf, right? So there's novelty. They only get to play with this
And they get
when
excited.
it's school time
And
for the
then
big
they're
kids.
quiet.
And now they're
Love
occupied
that.
and quiet, but they're also doing something that's enriching.
Yes.
Yes.
And not just electronic.
Yeah.
I love
You
it.
see how we as consultants, we can take something that's fun and a game and turn it educational.
Anything
Being
educational.
educational.
Yeah, we've got a lot of toys coming in the pipeline
We
too.
do.
We've started
do.
writing our Christmas catalog
Yes.
descriptions, and oh my gosh,
Exciting
All of the
things.
toys.
it's so cute.
And just don't forget to give us a chat or a phone call or an email if you have any more questions or any questions about any curricula or
Even
fun
Christmas.
things.
You know, I spent about an hour and a half with a gal the other day, and she had gotten a referral from HSLDA Center to us.
Okay.
And she goes like, I can't believe you know this stuff. I can't believe this is free. Da-da-da-da-da. And I thought, you know,
We
This
are
is
a
what we're here
resource
for.
to be
We are.
used. And yeah.
yeah,
it's-
there's literally no strings.
And it's humbling to be, such a great resource.
A resource,
Yeah.
it is. You feel
these
like
people.
you were supposed to help them on that
Yeah.
phone call.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
yeah.
awesome.
Anytime, give us a call, chat or email.
If you want to talk turtles, we'll talk turtles.